All right, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to finish the project that we started the other day where we did that's a motorcycle. I live on a busy street. We're going to have to deal with that. We wet molded some leather, and that piece came out really nice. What we're going to do is we're going to take another piece of leather. We're going to take the molded piece. We're going to slap them together like a peanut butter jelly sandwich. And we're going to stitch them together and then cut out and dye and do a bunch of other stuff to make that little sheath I showed you in the wet leather molded video, whatever it's labeled. If you haven't watched it, you should go watch it. Yeah, so the first thing we have to do is we're going to figure out where our stitching needs to be. And the cool thing with the molded leather, what I found out is there's a highlight line that will what I figured out is there's a highlight line that shows itself that you can draw and use as a guide to put your where to put your stitches. That's me stumbling around trying to say we're going to use light to tell us where to go. So what I need to do now is draw where my stitch line is going to go. Then I'm going to stick these two pieces of leather together. Then I'm going to punch them with the punch. Actually, first I'm going to carve it, the stitch line with this little carver here. It will all make sense, I promise you. And then this is an awl, but we're going to get it going. This is a stupid intro. I'm rambling. Let's draw a line on some leather. Alright, so we drew a line. Got a nice close-up of that. Next thing we have to do is punch the stitching holes using that line as a guide. But first, before we do that, we're going to stick these two pieces of leather together so that we can punch the holes through both pieces at the same time and match it up later. And I'm going to use double stick tape for that. And this will peel off afterwards. It's kind of a pain, but it works. And Groms are out. There's a gang of Groms live in my neighborhood. I think should we get one and like just ride up to him one day and just be like, what's up? So, got double stick tape there. Now we're just going to stick that to the thing. There. Now these two are stuck together pretty good. So punching the holes is going to be easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this 2-hole punch. I got a piece of cork right here. I'm going to down goes Frazier. Hi. So I got a 2-hole punch. And we're going to use the cork so I don't drive the punch into the granite. So this is going to be loud and annoying. We're going to do some more close-ups on it. Whatever. Let's get to it. So I made a mistake in this. I forgot to carve the groove for the stitches. Normally, after you draw the line, you would use this tool to like carve a groove where the stitches would be recessed. You don't necessarily have to do that. It just recesses the stitches and kind of makes it look a little bit cleaner. I'm moving forward and pushing past it because I've already started it before I realized it, and you know what, I kind of want to see what happens, what it looks like, to see if it is that big of a deal. So I'm pushing forward. Normally before you do the punches you do the groove, but in this case I didn't do it, and so as Bob Ross says, happy accidents. Oh, hello. All right, we got the holes punched. You can see they're punched on the back side. Now what we can do is we can peel this apart. And we have holes punched there and holes punched there. And now what we can do is we can start dyeing these pieces. Or we can cut them down, make them a little smaller. That way we can start getting the rough shape in. But yeah, I'm going to peel some tape off, and then we're going to, let's peel some tape off. Then we're going to cut them down. I cannot talk and peel tape at the same time. So yeah, we're going to peel some tape off. Let's cut them down to size a little bit, not final size, but just rough size. And then we'll dye them, and we're going to dye a nice moccasin brown. So let me get this tape peeled, and we'll be right back. All right, so we're going to just chop off some hunks of this. We're going to leave ourselves enough to make a nice edge there. And on here, we're going to have to figure out how we want the belt to be shaped. So let's just take some meat off the old onion, whatever that means. There we go. That'll work for that. Save your scraps. Here we're going to do this. Let's just make this easier to work with. There we go. All right. A little shaky shake. I don't know if you're supposed to do that. I know you're not supposed to drink it. Yeah. So the little dye thing comes with a dauber. Crack this bad boy open. And then it's kind of like finger painting. Just dip the dauber in and rub it in. And it's going to take a few coats to get a nice solid color. All right. We got those pieces dyed very nicely, I think. We're gonna let the dye soak in. We might come back and periodically add a couple coats here and there, but I'm pretty satisfied with how that looks. Sewing is actually pretty easy. So what we're gonna do here is the way you thread a needle, and this is a leather sewing needle, and this is waxed leather thread, whatever it is. You get it at any leather store. Get it through. Get it through. Alright. So this is waxed line that you get at like any leather store. This is brown. It's just like really thick thread that's got wax on it. And so what you want to do is you want to poke the needle through the string. Sorry, it's rush hour now where people are driving by. Yeah, there we go. So you poke the needle through the string and pull it down, and then pull this tight, and that way you have like sort of a knot that you can just push things through. But you want to get enough string that you can definitely like go around your project a couple of times. So I just do like an arm's length. It's always better to have a little extra string and waste it than to not have enough strength. I don't know. All right. All right, so what we have here is 2 needles on 1 string. And so we're going to poke through our first piece here. Come through here. Let's see, make sure I got the right one. Come through that one. And get these even. Roughly. Alright. And so what I'm going to do on this is I'm going to go up 1 and then I'm going to come back and finish the whole run. And so you take the 1 needle from one side and you go through. And watch out because it can slip. And then you bring the other one through the back side. Through there. And then we're going to go down. And we're bringing this one through those. Like that. Then we're going to bring this one back through. Let's try to get this tight. There you go. Now we're just going to work it down. This is where you throw on some tunes, get zen with it. So I'm winding up here, getting down to the last stitch. I'm just going to go up and down and double back the stitch and put a big old clunky knot in there. I'm gonna make a knot as best I can and finish it off. So we'll do that now. Alright, we got our piece of molded wet leather sewn onto another piece of leather that we can turn into a thing. We're eventually going to cut belt loops into this and finish up the edges and finish up the dye and put a finish coat on it and finish. But right now we're going to end the video here because these are going to be short and sweet. We thank you for watching. Leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We love to hear from you. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.